Hello and welcome to Court Farm. This is episode 11. Ben is away from the farm at the moment. He has a meeting with the directors of the local farmers market. I will leave it to him to fill you in on the details if he is successful. I will just run through the contracts that we have completed off camera. We did. Well, Ben did. I was resting up after my trip down here. A few contracts, just to get some money in. I also did the milk collection. Must say, I love the goat barns. The milk production seems to be creeping up. Really happy about that. It feels like we are on our way to success. Well, let's hope so.
Well, I'm back from my little trip to visit the directors of the local farmers market. They gave me a call and said that they have 2 fields that they do monthly farmers markets on in the area, and they wanted me to give them a price for looking after those fields. So basically a yearly price for keeping the fields mowed. We have to do it at least twice a year, as many times as we want to as well. I quoted them £3,000 per annum, payable up front, which they agreed to, and also I insisted that we were able to sell the bales that we got off the field. Well, there'll be bales that come off one of the fields. The other one is a very small local field that won't produce any noticeable grass to be baled. But let me just show you which fields are. So this is the one field here. So this one I think we'll get some bales off. It's not a huge field. It's a smallish field, but a little bit tight to get into, but we should be able to do it. And apparently they do markets here every month. They did ask me whether I wanted to supply the markets, but at the moment, of course, all our milk goes to the dairy, so we don't really have anything we can supply at this point in time. And then the other field is just up across the road from the pub, really. Much smaller field. I think it's just down this little area. It's down near the area where Beryl did the planting contract. So it's not the field that we're in here. It's this little field with a shed in it. So we'll need to keep that grass, well, mow that grass at least twice a year. So we'll probably do that one twice a year, and if we can get any extra grass off the other one, I mean, it won't be huge amounts off the bottom field, off the town field. Well, let's go. We don't have any equipment to actually do the job, so we're going to have to leave some. Just here at the store, it hasn't opened yet, it's just opening now. We'll have to get a small mower, something that this tractor can handle. And of course we don't have a front PTO, so we'll have to just work off the back PTO, but they're both small fields, so it's not a real problem. We'll look at getting some grass mowing equipment once we've got a field, because that's probably going to be most of the work that we do is going to be grass mowing for ourselves, so we'll eventually have to get our own equipment. Right, so let's head on down to the small field, go and get that cut. There we go. Hopefully we'll be able to get through the gate. Yeah, no problem. Close the gate so that we can get a decent cut. We're not going to get any bales off this field. It doesn't actually produce any grass when you cut it. At least I don't think it will. I think it's a fixture more than anything else. There we go. Yeah, so it would be nice to be able to eventually get to a situation where we have enough milk that we can sell some milk, or maybe get some cheese made or something along those lines that we can sell in the markets. But right now, everything we produce has to go to the dairy in terms of our contract. And also, we're not exactly swimming in goat milk at this point in time. Oh dear. Yeah, this is not going to take long, even with this fairly small mower. Yes, it's all about leasing the cheapest equipment. As I said, luckily both fields are, this one is tiny, the other one is small, and the other one is got pretty tight access, so we're always going to have to use small equipment on there. That's that done already. Let's get out of here and get on down to the bottom field and go and get that one mowed up. Yes, I thought £3,000 to look after the field for the year is not a bad contract. They were paying £4,500 to one of the other farms, but yeah, so it suited my needs to kind of undercut that so that we could get the job, particularly now, and it'll give us a little bit of extra hay or grass or whichever we need. So I've decided the way to get in is just to touch the front of the gate with the tyre, and then that'll bring us close into the gate and we can get in with most of the equipment. At least I think we'll get in with most of the equipment. We haven't tried yet. We'll wait and see. There's no way. I don't think there's any other way that you can get in besides the gate. So I haven't really looked, but we'll see how that goes. Well, let's get this field mowed, and we'll do most of the mundane work on a jump cut throughout this little series. We've seen lots of grass mowing and baling and such like in this series already, really, so I won't bore you with all the intricate details of the mowing. We'll just get things sorted, get them ended, and then show you the next step. Yeah, so the other thing that I'm quite excited about is I think we should have kids next month. We're in March 2, late March at the moment, so I think early April, at the latest late April, we should have some kids. So we'll need to spend some money on perhaps getting some sort of transport. We might have to lease transport again just to get going, because we do need to save up for a field. So I think we'll be leasing implements and machinery for the foreseeable future. Right, we just about got this field cut now. Just get this little bit done and we'll go and sort out all the scraps, and then we'll take this back to the store and get a tedder. So I think we'll do some hay for this, and I think we'll sell the hay that we get from here. Don't think it'll be a huge amount, but it'll be a couple of thousand, I would imagine. And we can take all the money we can get at the moment. I'm hoping that Beryl took you through the contracts that we did off camera after we finished the last episode. Oops, didn't need to. You're supposed to just touch it, not try and drive up the wall. Yeah, so if I touch it, then I know that I can get really close into the gate. And that should allow me to get most smallish machinery into this field. So, and this is not a huge tedder, I don't think we really needed to have done that to get this in, because it was pretty small. But the windrow was probably a slightly different issue. And I'm not sure about the baler. I think I might do small bales on this field. Right, so that's the last run on the tedder. And then we'll head off back to the store again and go and lease a cheap windrower. I have seen a cheap windrower up there. I'm going to lease it, but I think it's going to be touch and go whether I can get it into this field or not. But we'll see. I think we will be able to. Yes, I mean the contract is taking a bit of time, but we are able to mark time. There hasn't been much in the way of other contracts, a couple more fertilizing contracts, but they're really small contracts, and there's just no real money in the fertilizing contracts that were coming up. And when this came up, where we can hopefully generate, I'm hoping for somewhere between 5,000 and 6,000 between the bales and the contract price. And then of course we have to offset the lease costs, which is probably going to be around about £1,500–1,600. So we should be, I'd say roughly about £4,000 up. I haven't worked out the exact figures. Right, so we've got that all windrowed. A little bit difficult to see the rows. I'll just offload this here. And yeah, we've just decided to do small bales, and we've got a trailer that it'll automatically load onto, so that's really good. I think I'll take them in individually. Don't think I'll get them both in there together. Yep, a little bit hard on the touching of the wall there. Right, we get that in. I'll just park it off here so give us a bit of space to pull the trailer in behind it. Let's go and pick up the trailer now. I should be able to get in. Might take a little bit of manoeuvring just to get the angle right. Went in quite easily actually. Not a problem. Right, so if we put this fairly lined up with the baler, I can then just reverse it in, hook it up, and we can get baling. Yeah, so these are going to be small bales and we'll go and sell them on directly. Yeah, that's good. Get it on. Gives it a little bit of a jolt. There we go. We'll just do a couple of passes on this just to show you how it works. Pretty efficient, this, for small bales. Yeah, I like it. I think nice small farms and startups. This could be quite efficient and not very expensive. Well, I've leased them, but it wouldn't be all that expensive to buy them either. Of course, once you get a bit bigger, it's not really going to be worthwhile. In real farming terms, people would be doing small bales mainly for stables, really. Especially in the UK, there's lots of residential stables, I think you would call them, where people who own horses will rent a stable on a farm, and they would obviously have to supply their own food. And there are people that kind of move around from farm to farm selling small bales to those people. Right, so we'll get this to the town stores, which is just around the corner from us here, and we'll go and generate some income from these bales. It's a fair amount. I think they're 400 litres each. Let's see if we can just manoeuvre our way out here. Yeah, not too bad. Just got to take it nice and easy on these exits. I think it's the next right. It should take us into town stores. Not very far down from this. I think it's just the other side of this house on the right hand side. There we go. Let's see how much money we make out of this. I don't think we've been here yet this series. I should put the beacon light onto it, so just so that we know exactly where to go. It's pretty convenient for our farm if we ever need to get something sold quickly. Especially if we have extra bales, and when we get extra bales we should just keep our eyes open for when the price is good at town stores, so that we don't have to travel miles to actually make our deliveries or deliver the bales. But first of all, we have to get some good stock. Right, so let's get this delivered. Yeah, well, that's not too bad. Can live with that. I'll just drop off the trailer here and get the store to come and collect it. And I think that's where we're going to end this episode. Next episode we'll be into hopefully working with the kids, and we'll still be doing some contracts to Bell to try and get the money up. If you've enjoyed this, please like and subscribe. We'll see you in the next episode. Cheerio.